Hello guys, this is Grey Room speaking, and today we are back with another video. Now, this is a bit different. I am going to venture out into kind of the wild of what I'm already doing, which is Osiris League breakdowns. Now I will be doing for today a breakdown of some drama that's happening within Rise of Kingdoms, and it is associating TR, other known as 1254, and their KvK. Now, some of you might be thinking why, or some of you might actually know the actual drama that's unfolding right now. So I will go over from the start all the way to the where we are today. Hopefully all my information is correct, and let's get into this breakdown. Alright guys, so to start off, I'm going to provide a picture of the camps and every kingdom that's in this KvK so far. As you guys can see, there is 2 Imperiums in this KvK. The 2 Imperiums are no doubtably 1254 and 1903. As you can see, they're both diagonally apart from each other. 1254 is Camp Win, which is bottom right about here, and then 1903 is paired with 1261 in the top left in the fire camp. Now, this isn't really that big of a deal, but the thing is that they knew that they were both matching up together, 1254 and 1903, because they both selected HA and they're about the same power. Now I will show you guys the power rankings for both of these kingdoms. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, this is going to be the top 300 power rankings for both of the kingdoms. It also has T4 and T5 kills from the same top 300 along with their deaths. This is from Rockboard, which is a very trusted and very good website for Rise of Kingdoms data. As you can see, their power is pretty much exactly the same. They are about 800 million off. 1254 is a bit stronger, but then if you look at T4 and T5 kills, it is completely different. 1254 is just dominating in terms of kills and also in terms of death troops, as they have over 1 billion more death troops than 1903. This comes to the conclusion that both of them accepted the KvK invite at the same time. 1903 should know this, that 1254 was coming out of a KvK with 1365, a very, very tough one. They are actually, in terms of Bunny, what Bunny says, this is a resting KvK. This is not off KvK, or this is not a farming KvK. It's resting so that they can drop Imperium after this KvK, which they're expected to do. Alright guys, so after we looked about the power, T4 kills, T5 kills, and the death troops in these 2 kingdoms, we're going to look at the other camps. 1234 and Earth Camp, they have said specifically that they do not really want to fight much. They are not going to really fight much. So Earth Camp is taking a easy KvK. Water wants to actually fight. So basically it is Wind and Fire looking to grab Water, who is the best camp ally in this KvK, since they want to go against each other. Now, both of them one day into the pre-KvK have talked. Wind and Fire have talked, but at the same time 1903 has talked with Water. Same with 1254. Both of them have talked with Water to ally. Water at that time will choose 1254 to be their allies. Now, a lot of people think that this is kind of unfair, that 1254 is taking the easy route. Well, first off, they kind of want an easy KvK, in my opinion. They do not want a 3v1 or something like that, because they just got out of a huge fighting KvK. And the reason behind that is because a lot of their people spent a lot of money, and 1254 knows that people can't just keep on throwing money at the game, KvK after KvK after KvK. So this is a resting KvK, so next KvK they could go into a bigger and better fight. So them allying with water is actually reasonable in my eyes. This is not a huge deal in my opinion. 1254 wants a resting KvK. Now another thing is the huge drama that's actually happening is 1903 is suggesting that saying that they suggested a free-for-all. They wanted a free-for-all. There's two problems with this immediately. First and foremost, they did not suggest a free-for-all until water decided to ally with wind. Second of all, a free-for-all in this type of KvK is very unreasonable and not possible, and especially in this KvK and this situation because of Earth Camp not fighting. If Earth Camp fought and is fighting this KvK, then a free-for-all is valid and it is really usable, and actually it could actually be a 2v2. But without Earth Camp really putting much of a fight, then Wind Camp, they would either get 3v1 or they would have to ally and do a 2v2. Fire could actually ally with Earth, but they don't want to because, well, they're not fighting. They could still ally. I'm sure Earth will still fight, but not as hard as what Fire wants. They don't want them because they're not fighters, apparently, in this KvK. So a free-for-all, actually, if they suggested this, is impossible because no matter what happens, 1254 will win because water will have to face fire and wind. The likely thing would be water would go against fire, or else even if they go against wind, they're going to damage one or the other. Water will be damaged pretty hard before the pass 7 passes open. And this is a huge situation because fire, if they go against fire, then fire will be weaker. If they go against wind, then wind would be weaker than what they actually are right now. And same with fire. I mean, water will be weaker also. So no matter what, 1254 will most likely come up on top unless they get extremely focused, which will replenish their resources and speed ups, which they don't really have right now. So them allying with water is reasonable. Fire could actually go with Earth, but Earth doesn't really fight that much, so it really is a 2v1v1. But this isn't a situation that really you shouldn't blame 1254 for, because they wanted that easy KvK. They wanted a resting KvK so that next KvK they could go balls to the walls like they did against 365. And 1903 is kind of making it seem like 1254, in my eyes, 1254 is trying to dodge them or else they're scared of them, which is simply not the case. I mean, 1254 did do a 3v5 last KvK against some top kingdoms, and they are a fighting kingdom to say the least. This is just as poor Diplo from Fire from 1903. And Water just got to choose whichever they wanted, which, I mean, if I was Water, I would choose 1254. So this situation is just really the shit, because no matter what, a free-for-all is not viable. I mean, the only free-for-all that can happen is in Kingsland. But even then, no one wants that because that's just a recreation of light versus darkness, and it's boring. No one likes that kind of KvK. So, I mean, it is what it is. 1254 gets what they wanted. 1903 just plays victim card. And I think Water gets what they wanted also, and Earth is just not fighting. So, unless Earth lets 1254 go into their zone 6 and build to fire and them have a 1v1, then that's reasonable, but Earth won't let that happen in my eyes, and that's just not viable whatsoever. So I mean, fire can do a 2v2, they have the option of 2v2ing, and they never put on the table right when you start talking to the entire KvKs and the other camps that they wanted a free-for-all. They tried to go get water. Wind wanted water also, and water chose wind, and now fire's just crying about it. So that's just a breakdown in my eyes. Hopefully this information is all correct. I got this from a lot of my friends in this KvK. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching, and peace.